Hi students, today we will discuss about gout. Okay, I think we already know that gout means a disease which is related to our joints. Yes, it is an arthritic disease of joints which is caused by too much of uric acid in our body. Means due to overproduction of uric acid, it leads to the gout. Okay, how uric acid is produced? Means when purines, generally purines are present in our body and it is also present in our diet. When excess amount of purine results in the breakdown of uric acid. So this amount, too much amount of uric acid leads to the inflammation and pain of the joints, which we call that condition as a gout. Normally our liver processes various substances in our body, which includes purines, which are the components of the genetic material found both inside our cells and also food we take. So here, when our liver breaks down these purines, a waste product called uric acid is produced, and this our body disposes this waste through the kidneys. Means this uric acid is excreted through the kidneys, which remove and it is also removed from the blood. So when our liver produces too much amount of the uric acid, or when our kidney does not able to remove the enough amount of the uric acid from our body, this uric acid is accumulated in our blood and results in a condition, we call that condition as a hyperuricemia. Means excess amount of uric acid when it is present in the blood is called hyperuricemia. So, and also caffeinated beverages, we know that caffeinated beverages, this affects the waste removal function of our kidney by increasing the urine output, which eliminates too much amount of water from our body. What we call this condition, if too much amount of water is eliminated from our body, we call that as a dehydration. Means removal of the excessive amount of the water. So what happens here is, this dehydration results in a higher concentration of the uric acid in our body fluids. Okay, when this concentration of the uric acid becomes too high from any of these sources, it can no longer stay and dissolves the excess uric acid. After dissolving, this begins to form the needle-like crystals inside the joints, and it is mostly found in the big toe, and later on it may also found in ankle or knee joints or elbow or wrist, any part, but mainly it found in the big toe. And here if we see here, there are two types, that is acute gout and chronic gout. And what is acute gout means? A formation of the uric acid crystals leads to an inflammatory response, and not only that, the WBC from our immune system, means our immune system will contain white blood cells. If the white blood cells from our immune system attacks the uric acid crystals, this resulting in the joint pain and also inflammation. This condition we call that as a acute gout attack. And if we see for the chronic gout, we can say that if the repeated attacks or more than one joint is affected, and if it is untreated, it results in the formation of the it may result in the elevated uric acid levels, which causes the lumpy deposits of the uric acid around the joint. We call this condition as a TOFI. TOFI means nothing but formation of the lumpy deposits of the uric acid around the joints. And if you see here, this is about the chronic gout and acute gout. So what are the causes of this condition? Means it may be caused due to hereditary conditions, or maybe due to obesity and the high alcohol intake, and also due to the intake of the food containing purines. As I told you previously, purines means which breaks the uric acid. This excessive amount of uric acid results in the gout. So what are the signs and symptoms we are observing here is gout usually develops in the joint of the first toe as I told you, which results in the inflammation, pain, redness, stiffness, and also along with the swelling. So as I told you, it is an inflammatory disease in which the monosodium urate crystals, this is the monosodium urate crystals, deposit in the joint and making it red, hot, tender and swollen within the immediate, means within the hours. So this is the signs and symptoms, and we call this, when it happens, we call this as a gouty attack. And here if you see, the underlying cause is, the main cause is hyperuricemia, means too much of uric acid in the blood, which results in the formation of, these are the sharp and needle like crystals in the areas with a slow blood flow like joints and kidney tubules. This ultimately this leads to arthritis. So the repeated gouty attacks can cause the destruction of the joint tissue, resulting in the arthritis. So if you see here about the pathophysiology, means how uric acid is produced. How uric acid is produced means from breakdown of by breaking the purines, uric acid is produced. So how it is produced? So first one, the ribose 5-phosphate. From the ribose 5-phosphate, the PRPP, means PRPP, it is an enzyme. Enzymes here, what are the enzymes responsible for the formation of, that is for the formation of uric acid is, PRPP is nothing but phosphoribosylpyrophosphate pyrophosphate. This is the one enzyme, and the other enzyme we call this as a HGRTase, that is nothing but hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosyl transferase. These are the two enzymes which helps in the, so these are the two enzymes responsible for the production of uric acid, and this overproduction of uric acid may result from the three sources like dietary purine, as I told you before, and excessive turnover of the nucleoprotein, that is overproduction of the nucleic acids, and also excessive de novo purine synthesis. So this is the excessive de novo purine synthesis. It is associated with the primarily with rare enzyme mutation, that is deficiency of HG PRTase, that is hypoxanthine guanine phosphoribosyl transferase enzyme, and PRPP, that is phosphoribosyl pyrophosphate. These are the two enzymes responsible here. So when PRPP along with the glutamine, it converts into the inosinic acid, and when upon the addition of the PRPP and HGPRTase, it converts into hypoxanthine, and hypoxanthine is converted to xanthine. Upon oxidation, hypoxanthine oxidase, it is converted into the uric acid. So this is about the formation of uric acid production. So after pathophysiology, if we see about the diagnosis, we can say that the first one is arthrocentesis, that is nothing but joint aspiration, means when a needle is inserted into the joint and a fluid is withdrawn with the syringe, and what we have to do means the fluid is then checked under the microscope for the presence of uric acid crystals and signs of inflammation. Nearly all causes of gout, uric acid crystals are present. In all cases, in all cases of the gout, the uric acid crystals will be present. That represents the presence of gout. And blood and urine test, nothing but these tests these are used to assess the kidney function and measure the amount of uric acid in the blood and urine. However, these blood tests are used to check the WBC count and also sedimentation rate, and for X-rays may be performed to check for the signs of the any damage of the joints, means to look after the any joint damage. So these are the diagnosis. So if we see about the treatment, the main aim of our treatment is to decrease the pain and swelling. So for decreasing the pain and swelling, we can use non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, naproxen, and aspirin, etc. And corticosteroids can be used like prednisolone, and colchicine is used to inhibit the WBC migration, and also the main treatment is to treat the underlying cause. So what is our underlying cause? The main underlying cause is hyperuricemia. So for that we need to go for the diet modification, which is to be given as well hydrated and to avoid soda, alcohol or red meat or seafood. This is the treatment. And also the next treatment is to decrease the uric acid levels in our body, that is by using xanthine oxidase inhibitors, that is nothing but allopurinol, which inhibits the xanthine oxidase enzyme, and uricosuric medications like probenecid, which increases the excretion of the uric acid. So means it helps the excreting of uric acid from the blood through kidneys, so that our body can maintain the uric acid levels in the body. So if you see here, I told you previously, for the main treatment of the acute gout attack includes colchicine. Why colchicine is used is to prevent the or reduce the joint inflammation, and NSAIDs I already told you to reduce the pain and inflammation, that is aspirin, ibuprofen and naproxen, and also indomethacin is also used. And if you see corticosteroids, that is nothing but prednisolone, it is also used for the acute gout. And if you go for the treatment of the chronic gout, it includes the drugs that promote the uric acid and excretion, and also the drugs that inhibit the uric acid production by our body. I previously told you, drugs which promotes the excretion of the uric acid and which inhibits the production of the uric acid. So these are the drugs like COX-2 inhibitors, celecoxib and rofecoxib. These are the drugs used, and also allopurinol is the drug used for the inhibiting the uric acid production. So what is the non-pharmacological treatment we prefer is lifestyle change to prevent the recurrent or any chronic gout, that includes reducing the red meat or seafood, and also shellfish in the fish which contains the shell in our diet, and limiting the consumption of alcohol which is high in the purines, and limiting the caffeinated beverages. Physical exercise is means regular exercise is necessary, and drinking plenty of water is recommended for this kind of situation. So this is about the treatment of gout.